All right, what's up, everyone? It's me, and I'm back. So today, um, by popular demand, I'm gonna play Overwatch 2 again today. And the reason I'm playing Overwatch 2 is because I was asked to watch a couple of videos on Overwatch 2. Well, I was asked to watch one video. So Critical put out a video talking about his thoughts on Overwatch 2 so far, and I guess people wanted me to see it, and I haven't seen it yet, so figured I'd watch that. And also, over the last couple of days, another guy I watch, Video Game Donkey, also released a video on his thoughts on Overwatch 2. Um, yeah, so I figured I'd just go over those, and also just talk about how I feel about the game, and shit like that. So first, we'll give everybody a chance to pile in. I'll put this in Discord. And then we'll get started in a minute. Discord. If I wasn't on the dome. Whatever that means. Australians just be making shit up, I swear. No, I can't. Shout out to the chats. Making some banger ass garage rock, as they call it. I think everybody else would call it punk music though, but it's all good. I might. Have you got a spare buck? Spare buck, not few. Won't let me on the bus. And I wanna go home. And I smashed my phone. What's up, Admiral? Still horny? It's just a lifestyle, man. You gotta embrace it. Horny or die, as they say, you know? I guess I should also pull up some, what's it called? I'll do that later, never mind. Yeah, what's up, Tick? Friendship may break apart with Admiral and Kilo. Why is that, Tick? That is sad to hear. What's all the drama, you guys? Anka Real 34. I don't know if I've heard of that character before. What's Anka from? Banging a fade. Oh, from Animal Crossing? Jesus Christ. What are you guys doing? The yellow cat, yeah. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Let's pull it up though for a refresher. Roll of chips, tomato sauce. Hold on, okay, never mind. See, good thing I didn't do that. I almost pulled up Google image search on stream, and that would have been a mistake. Oh wait, no, those are arms, not tits. Okay, we're good. Okay, never mind. I scrolled down two clicks, and then we would have not been good. So, all right. I learned that the hard way. Jesus Christ. Fucking Rule 34, man. May not play today. All good. I know Marco wanted to play, so we'll see if he shows up. But I think first I'm gonna watch that critical video, and then I'm gonna watch this other video, and then we'll gonna hop on the game. All good, Admiral. No nightmares about turning into Dr. K, Pog. Marco of age? I have no idea. I'm trying to think back on stuff you might have said before in chat, but yeah, I have no idea. Alright, let's get started. So, first, I think I have the video pulled up, yeah. So, one, this is a very funny still. But before I get started, I want to say my thoughts on Overwatch 2, and then we'll hop into the videos. If you meet your future self? Acceptance. You gotta do it. But yeah, so real quick, well, I guess maybe not real quick. I took some notes on what I had, because I feel like I had a lot to say about Overwatch 2, but hopefully it'll take me a lot longer to talk through this than what looks written down. So I guess I want to get started because I feel like a lot of the times when I watch Critical's videos, I say a lot of the same stuff he does. And it's kind of funny because I did want to, well, I guess it wouldn't work in this case. So like the videos of him watching shit and reacting, I usually end up saying the same shit he does, like a second before he says it, and it always makes me laugh. But I guess it'd probably be different in this case since it's just his thoughts. But I want to go over my thoughts about the game. Then we'll go to his video, and then we'll go to Donkey's video. What's up, Gray? But yeah, so I guess I'll just get started. So I will say to start off on a positive note, one thing that I do like about Overwatch 2 is like the lighting and like lighting slash graphics, just like the way the game looks visually. I feel like they could actually call that an upgrade from Overwatch 1 as opposed to literally anything else in the game. And I will say the character interactions are a lot better. I like the things that they say. And interactions are a lot more like fleshed out, like depending on, who actually is on the team or like what characters are around and like how many of whatever kind of character is there, whatever. The voice lines go like pretty deep into like analyzing all that stuff and then just having the interactions be based off that. I also just think the stuff that they say is a lot better too. I will say I feel like D.Va is even more cringe somehow. So I guess that's a con. But going into like the actual stuff I don't like about the game, and I'm just going to kind of run through this list that I thought about. One, I don't like that the menu, if you push C, if you're playing on PC, you push C, your communications menu comes up, and that menu is way, way more irresponsive than in Overwatch 1. Overwatch 1, it wasn't unresponsive actually at all, and it wasn't an issue, but I noticed that in this game. And it could be like it could be done on purpose so that people don't spam shit, but it doesn't feel like it's on purpose. Either way, I don't like it, but it does kind of feel like a bug. Next issue I have with the game, I guess, is the way play of the game works out in this. So, not even like on a technical level, just like play of the game itself. So, like, usually in Overwatch 1, the match ends, you have, they go play the game, blah, 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 watch this. And then afterwards, they have cards. But, like, because of the cards, you have a reason to watch play the game. And then play the game fades out, and then you go into the, like, cards, like the post game or whatever. People can, vote for whatever and keep talking shit in the chat if they want, blah, blah, blah. With this one, I don't like it. Because, like, they just have the play of the game, and then it just kind of flies in and then abruptly ends. And then, like, that's just the end of everything. Like, there's no, like, post-game lobby, really. And I've never been a fan of that, like, when they started taking that out of games. Like, it started, I feel like, in Call of Duty. where it's like, all right, game's over, everyone disperse, there's no more nothing. Because like in Overwatch 1, when you go to the post game lobby, one, there's something to look forward to, even if you didn't get to play the game. There's like, all right, well, did I get any cards? Like, what medals did I get? Whatever, whatever. And you can keep talking in chat, whatever. What's up, Bria? So I feel like taking that out of the game and then but still having played the game is kind of weird because like I said, it just ends really abruptly, and I really don't like that. Like it's just weird. Um, my third gripe with the game was that fucking bullshit excuse of a beta, whatever that fucking garbage was. So like the first thing I didn't like about the beta was that it was quote unquote open, but it was really only available to big content creators and people lucky enough to win the lottery to get into the beta in the first place. So like that was kind of stupid, especially compared to Overwatch 1 where the open beta was actually an open beta and all you had to do was download it to play it. What's up, Elix? But yeah, so that was my first issue with that. And then the beta itself was just like a huge pathetic letdown because what was that? They released it. They're like, okay, here's Overwatch 2, and it was literally Overwatch 1 minus one hero. Like it was so just underwhelming in every single aspect. And like even with all the hours I had on Overwatch 1 on PC and Xbox, 'cause I bought the game twice because that's how much I was playing it. Like I was playing it that much. But even with all that, I was not willing to spend money on Overwatch 2. I'm like, there's no way they're charging $60 for this game. They're not getting $60 out of me for this bullshit. But as we know, the game ended up being free. But that's something I'm going to talk about later. With the beta 2, I didn't like that. Well, I mean, I don't know. My opinion. I didn't like that people tried to defend it so hard, and they're like, "Oh, well, the main point of Overwatch 2 was really like the co-op gameplay, the PvE stuff, and blah 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 blah." So like, I guess when I hear that, well, when I heard that, because nobody talks about it anymore because it's the beta, but why wasn't that in the beta? Why? What was the point of the beta at all if it was just an Overwatch 1 update? Why is co-op still not in the game with there no signs of it even existing? And like, where was all the shit that they were showing? They were like, oh, you're gonna have all these like these heroes are gonna have all these different abilities, and you're gonna have this like fucking spec tree and like blah blah blah. You can like customize their abilities and all this other shit. But none of that was in the beta, and none of that is in the game. I still don't get it. My next point is the ridiculous monetization that's in this game. The game's free, free to play. I guess as we all know, is kind of becoming a more popular model with how they make multiplayer games. And sometimes it's alright, sometimes it's not. So like Apex Legends, for example. Apex Legends is free to play with a bunch of overscam, with a bunch of like options for you to buy like cosmetics and shit like that, whatever, whatever. What's up, Kilo? And Overwatch 2 kind of did the same thing, except it is way more heavily incentivized for you to. What's up, Diego? Half Life? I actually do plan on getting back into Half Life eventually. Probably this upcoming week. But yeah, I don't know. The incentivization for you to spend money in this game is like obviously way more pushed than it is in other free to play games. And even games that weren't free to play, like Titanfall 1, for example, probably had to be like the best game that you had to pay for, but also like the DLC and like extra shit in the game were completely fine. Like you'd pay for the game, but like if you the DLC, the maps were free, but like all the cosmetics and shit were like $1. This game, I want to see if I can find the picture, but somebody calculated if you were to just to get all the stuff from Overwatch 1 in this game, you'd have to spend over 10,000 US dollars to just to unlock the stuff from Overwatch 1, not even like the new shit in the game, which is the point that like the part that's annoying me is because it's like it's not just cosmetics, um it's not just like little trivial shit. Like they're locking heroes, they're locking, and even the cosmetics and stuff too. Like it's so ridiculous. It's like 19,000 coins for a skin. That's like $190, I think. But anyway, I can't find the image right now. But somebody worked it out, and like that's pretty fucking crazy. Haven't learned from their mistakes from Diablo Immortal. Apparently, dude, like it's insane Yeah, oh, but then they can hide behind well, the game is free, but like, no, if I want to actually get the shit in the game, it costs $10,000. Like, that's so fucking crazy. The game itself, I feel like obviously feels half-assed. Like one thing that bothers me with this, right? Like Overwatch 2, you launch the game, and what's gonna pop up here is Overwatch. Like they couldn't even bother to update the global variable to change the name of the game from Overwatch to Overwatch 2. And even with that, as copy and paste as this game is, they still screwed up things from Overwatch 1. Like these like the health packs do this like little weird glitch sometimes where like they're loading in but they're already in the game at the same time. Oh, it of course it didn't come up this time when I tried to prove my point. But the my computer still recognizes this game as Overwatch 1 because that's what it is. At the core of the game, that's what it is. So I don't know, like it just feels like there's not that much effort put into it. What's up, Jay? And like I said, they still like they copied and pasted Overwatch 1 and like to make this game, but they still screwed stuff up. The other annoying thing that pisses me off is the Sombra's play the game highlight intro where it's like it comes in as like somebody else got play the game and then she hacks it to reveal she got play the game. That is literally backwards in this game. Like I don't know how like that animation got so fucked, but it is literally like completely just backwards in it. I don't know. Like I don't. The reason why that bothers me so much is like my first point. Like, how do you copy and paste the game, but copy and paste it in reverse? Like that doesn't make sense to me. And like like I've said this before, but it honestly feels like there's literally 5 people that works there, and at this point, it's probably going to go down to at least 4 with their latest sexual assault lawsuit because they just got another one of those like today or yesterday or something like that. But I don't know, man. It's annoying, and that's even just from like a product, like an overall product standpoint. Like going into the gameplay itself, since there is no other gameplay besides multiplayer, which is literally Overwatch 1, but with one less hero, the biggest like thing to address, I guess, is like going from 6v6 to 5v5. And when I first played the game, I really didn't notice that big of a difference in how much it made the game feel. Yeah, they got hit with another fucking lawsuit. Like it's insane. Well, I guess so. Microsoft technically doesn't own them yet, which obviously isn't an excuse, but like that was just something else that I thought um, was pretty wild. But yeah, so but like when I first played the game, I didn't really notice that big of a difference in like 5v5 and 6v6. But then as I played more, I did notice some things that were like not all of these are necessarily like issues or negative, just like things I've noticed, I guess. But like I noticed people like use shields less. That's not necessarily a negative, but just something I noticed. Shield busting is a lot easier, which also isn't necessarily negative unless your character that you main is a shield character like Reiner Brig. Healers seem more powerful, which I guess maybe is good. Um, Not necessarily bad, but then the strat's just switched to okay, if I'm playing a tank, I'm just gonna tank my way through their team, kill the healer, and then hopefully the rest of my team's competent enough to just wipe everyone else. And it's really all you gotta do is just like chase down the healer or two, I guess if you're playing open queue or however many there are. One thing that is for sure a negative is spawn tramping is significantly more common in this game. I can count on one hand how many times that's happened to me in Overwatch 1, and it's probably already happened the same amount or if not more times than Overwatch 2. I still don't know what it is about having 5 characters on the team that makes spawn trapping the other team so like easy or getting spawn trapped for like the majority of the game so easy. I still don't know what it is, but like it's for sure it has to be some kind of side effect of that cuz I can't think of anything else. That's really the only difference. And in that same note, I guess like some games kind of feel more hopeless. Like if you start slipping in a game, it's gonna go like downhill and just keep going to the frame, dude. Right? I looked at that when I paused it, and I'm like, "What? This is such a great like still from this video." Blizzard's not the same. Most definitely not. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Another thing I noticed too, people say that Overwatch 2 is faster paced, which I really don't get that argument at all. Like there's one less hero to kill on each team, but that doesn't make like the payload move faster through the map or anything. It still feels the same to me, anyway. But yeah, I don't know. People's opinions. And then lastly, I guess with role queue. So I haven't played role queue. I fucking hate role queue. But I feel like being limited to 5 players is a bigger deal in role queue than having six. Because like say like you have one person on your team, right, that's struggling. Like there's gonna be somebody with only one position's gonna only have one person playing it. And I think they make that tank. That might lock back the tank on role queue. I'm not really sure. But either way, like if that one person is struggling, you now don't have that flexibility to go back them up. Like if you're in role queue, you can't flex to different positions. You can't pull somebody off a different position to go help them out or whatever. Like they're just kind of screwed. And if they're screwed, then you lost the game. Like it's like it's just as simple as that. Because the whole shit I was talking about earlier, like if you start slipping, like if you start slipping in Overwatch 2 with 5v5, like you're just kind of screwed and it's going to be that way. So I don't know. I feel like 5v5 most definitely has negatives, and I can't really think of a positive. But I don't know. That's just me. More of the story, Overwatch fell off. Think so. Kind of feels like it. But even with that shit, like I'm still gonna probably play the game because it's free and I can just click on things. But I do have a lot of issues with the game. I don't know. Maybe eventually they'll be addressed, but who knows? No comment on this. All good, Elix. I will say though, I was surprised that Critical's been playing Overwatch 2 so much because he shit on Overwatch 1 like towards the end of like Overwatch 1. He shit on it a lot, which was well deserved by the way. Because like when I think when Role Queue first got put into the game is when I stopped playing Overwatch and I didn't play it for a long ass time. And then somebody told me like, oh, you can just go to like Open Queue, like that's like Quick Play Classic is in a different menu, and I was like, oh, all right, then I'll start playing it again. But yeah, I also stopped playing Overwatch 1 for a long time. But I don't know, I was just surprised that Critical was playing it so much. But I did think he had a deal with Overwatch 2, and plus he always tries out like the big name games anyway. But so I guess I'm not too surprised that he played it because he always does try games at least. But yeah, I think he's most definitely probably put enough time in it to give a pretty good assessment. What's up, Daniel? So I guess we'll go ahead and get started and get off of his O face now.
I was gonna moist meter Overwatch 2, but then I thought that that's not fair
There we go.
considering the big bulk of what makes it a sequel isn't even out yet, which is like story mode or PvE.
Yeah,
Right now,
exactly what
it's
I was saying
exclusively
earlier.
multiplayer, which is basically still just Overwatch 1 with some
Also,
additional
exactly
content.
what I said
So
earlier.
instead of doing a moist
Jesus
meter, I'm just
Christ.
gonna come in here raw and give you my full, unfiltered thoughts.
Give us
The
that hard talk
brutally
on it.
honest truth. So if you're
The
allergic
meat.
to facts, then I recommend you get your EpiPen out because
Sheesh.
I'm not pulling any punches this time around. I'm going Insano style. I'm entering a flow state of
I'm ready
opinions
for it.
about Overwatch 2.
Every
So
time he says Insano
so
style,
I've played
I don't know why I always think what I do know why because what's it called? He used to his old like old gamer tag. Wow, my voice cracked. His super old gamer tag used to be Mob O Insano, and I always just think of that every time he says that. Random, unrelated thought, I guess.
35 hours worth.
He's always
of
correct.
Overwatch
Jesus
2,
is
which
never wrong.
for me is a lot. The World Health Organization would
It's a lot.
diagnose me with a severe case of epic super style gamer. I'm somewhat of a power
Yeah, he does have a
gamer,
great
and
voice.
I put a lot of time in Overwatch 2, and I feel like I've got a firm
I guess
grasp
people used
on
to
the game
accuse
as
him
right
of
now.
using a voice
Now,
changer
a lot of you know that I
before
was a
he
very
showed his
outspoken
voice.
critic of Overwatch 1.
Yeah, you were.
Ironically, I was one of the biggest hate watchers of that game. I would keep up with it just to
You
make
would-
fun of it and be upset by it, go out of my way to be offended by its existence.
It's
I
a
was
great way to
huge
live
fan
life,
of
by the way.
Overwatch for Season 1 and played it actively all the way up until
Just be the
Overwatch
biggest
2,
hater
which
you
is
can
when
be.
most people started to
It's a great way to
drop
feel
the game.
good about
Because
everything.
it got super stinky. The game devolved into just giant fucking bullet sponges, just shooting at meat, charging alt, and then dumping alts all at the same time, rinse and repeat. It wasn't very fun. Nothing but massive
So I will say about that, kind of, but I also feel like with Overwatch 2, that's more of an issue. Like I feel like, and like not even just tanks in this game. Like it's DPS. Like the healers heal. Like they do their fucking job in Overwatch 2, and I feel like it's kind of harder to kill everyone in Overwatch 2 in particular. I don't know, but that was kind of a thing too though. Like with when I was talking about shields earlier, the a lot of Overwatch 1, like when the more tanks heroes they came out with, the more shields they came out with. So a lot of the game just became like shooting at shields and it's like, all right, cool, I broke Orisha's shield. Now we still have Reinhardt's shield, and then by the time you get a quarter of the way through Reinhardt's shield, Orisa has another shield back up, and it's just like, what the fuck. But yeah, I'll keep going now. It's definitely Jesus. You know, it's funny because people, I used to be able to do like a good critical impression back in the day, and I also used to say like extremely random off the wall shit. And my friends who knew who like critical was back then too, they were like, dude, you could honestly be him. And what makes it even more funny is this: I also went to school with this guy who used to call me Black Jesus, and everyone calls him Jesus. So I don't know, I always just thought that was funny.
Off for 8 seconds during the game if you got chained by it.
Oh, I missed what he was talking
not
about.
Enjoyable. So I didn't like the game for a long time. It even became
Same,
a yearly tradition,
but for a different
to
reason.
do an Overwatch check-in annually, just to go in there and
hate the game.
play the game and get upset by it.
To be fair though, that's just how you play Overwatch. You're just mad. You just
it still hasn't
that's
gotten
really
better.
the only
So
like
obviously
state.
I wasn't the
It's like
biggest
brain dead
Overwatch
and mad.
enthusiast.
Those are the
I
only
stopped
ways
being
you
a
can
fan
play.
of the game after about a year and a half. And
Sounds
from
good,
that
Kilo.
point forward, the best thing
Yeah, the
Overwatch ever
Facebook
had
moms thought he was
the
Jesus.
support
That
community
was pretty
keeping
funny.
Overwatch alive. It was the last heartbeat for that game. So
Everyone's
I
been
really
saying that
didn't
too
have
about
huge
Overwatch porn. They're
expectations
like,
for
that's
Overwatch
literally
2,
the
if I'm
only
being
thing
honest.
keeping
I
this
thought it was gonna
afloat.
be more of the same and just be really boring, and I'd drop it pretty quickly. But surprisingly, that hasn't been the case. I've actually
Ooh,
really
he's
been enjoying
addicted.
the game, which is a bigger shock than when Hank Schrader found out that Walter White was Heisenberg. I
Sheesh.
truly didn't expect to enjoy the game as much as I am. It's far from perfect, so I want to immediately jump into the things that are wrong with the game. So first of all,
I'm guessing that's where the
everyone was
majority of this
lagged
13 minutes comes from.
unbelievably awful launch. Queue times that would go fucking hours.
Oh,
and
yeah, I didn't even
you'd
talk about
just
that
be locked
bullshit.
in this endless purgatory waiting to play the game on day one. Even day two, the servers weren't fixed. I believe it was due to being DDoSed. I think that's what Blizzard said was the main cause.
I think Blizzard DDoSed
Some
themselves so
people
that they
enjoyed
had
it
something to
absolute
blame it on,
bugs.
honestly.
It became a massive joke about how terrible day one and day two were for Overwatch 2. Another big problem with it is the needing a mobile number in order to play.
Yeah, that was
Also
straight
extremely
bullshit.
messy because some provide
I don't think I ever talked about that, but that really was bullshit. Somebody even commented on one of my I forgot what short it was, but one of the shorts I posted, and they were just like pretty upset that they couldn't play the game because of the mobile number. Admiral had that issue too though, with like his mobile number already being taken somehow. Which I think which isn't like specific to Overwatch. It's just like a Battle.net thing, but like that's a really shitty, just like overall thing to require a cell phone number to be able to play a fucking video game. Peace out, Daniel. Sounds good, man. Get some rest. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's really stupid. Like I already hate when games make you sign up like for an account to play a game. And having to put in your cell phone number and shit is like really close second. Like that's just really fucking dumb. Like it's a game. Just let me play the fucking game. Like that's it.
Work. So even if you had a legitimate phone, legitimate number, and everything, if it was like a prepaid.
Oh, I didn't even hear about this issue.
Was the big one. You still couldn't access the game.
What the
Blizzard wouldn't
fuck?
allow it, but I believe all of that's been fixed. So these
Wow.
massive.
I would
technical
be
errors
infuriated.
At least have been addressed.
What's up,
to
Foams?
some level, as I understand it. But even still, a pretty inexcusable, catastrophically awful launch for Overwatch 2. Now
Yeah,
let's
that
dive
shit
into the
was
actual game itself.
deplorable,
As
honestly.
all of the astute observers have realized, the game looks exactly like Overwatch 1. Anyone with eyes and a brain will be able to immediately
Really got
recognize
Sherlock
that
Holmes
not
on
much
that
has
one.
changed visually or gameplay-wise from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2.
Just want to sell your
As I
information, no doubt.
It's
Yeah.
the same game. It's not really a sequel in terms of its multiplayer. It's basically Overwatch update.
Yeah,
But
it's just a
they've
huge
now
Overwatch
lumped
update.
it
But
all
they were like,
together
nope,
into
2. It's a
Overwatch
second
2
game.
because that's
They told us back in 2019 or whatever that they're gonna have a second game, and then they were like, all right, I guess we gotta put something out now. Like I think what happened was like some media guy must have just like taken a bunch of drugs or something like that and accidentally uploaded that video, and they were like, what the fuck? So now they had to do something, and this was the something. And
coming out.
I don't know.
PvE and
Scorn is out. I think Scorn came out
The name
yesterday.
has changed from
maybe?
Overwatch to Overwatch 2, I guess mainly for marketing because it's a lot easier to generate hype around Overwatch 2 versus Overwatch 1.5.
1.3.1.
Something like that. So yes, it is still the exact same Overwatch, but with some.
But only because they
changes
added
to it.
2
You're
characters.
delusional if you don't think these changes make an impact on the game. The biggest one by far is the switch from 6v6
Sheesh.
to 5v5.
Sheesh.
It is an extraordinary breath of fresh air.
Is it?
The biggest problem with Overwatch 1, as I mentioned.
Oh,
was
that's true. He
just
doesn't like
everyone
the
being
tanks.
bullet
So I
sponge
guess
the
he
entire
does. I
game,
guess
just
that would
being
be a pro
fucking
for him
useless
then.
until you get your ult, because
Which I
it
guess is not
has
necessarily a
no
con for
shield,
me, but I
it
can't
has
think of
no
any,
health,
from
you
my
just shoot at a
perspective,
giant clump.
I can't think of any good things that came from it. Because even with, well, again, too, so I guess you have to take this from this perspective. He probably plays ranked and he probably plays role queue. When you play open queue, that's not as much as a problem because people kind of meme out more. And even when people do take it seriously, after a while, I kind of got like, you with it being open queue, you can flex more to counter people's constant use of like double shields. So it wasn't really that big of an issue for me, but I guess I haven't thought about it from the perspective of being locked into a fucking role. Which yeah, I guess that would be extremely frustrating.
Until you charge your ult and then you just dump all your ults at the same time. It was so boring.
Because even if you did that, right, like even if you have double shields and you dump ults, you just block the ults with your shield a lot of the time, so that doesn't even do anything. Like really, the only way you can get past that is if you have like a Zarya Hanzo combo, and like that's the best chance you got there.
And the biggest problem,
The role
the
queue
reason
issue.
why that was there, and that's a big problem,
No, I don't think I got
because of
there
the
yet.
Two tank meta. In a 6v6, you always
Them
had
goats,
two
baby.
tanks, 2 DPS, 2 healers. And
Chia.
those tanks always had shields and shit, so it was just really boring. Such a snooze fest. But 5v5 speeds up the pacing a ton.
I
In
don't
role
get it.
queue, you
How?
only have one tank. And yes, admittedly, that tank is like a fucking raid boss that somehow also spits and shits out so much DPS, it's wild.
Yeah,
But it's
they
still just
really
one tank, which means
upgraded the DPS of tanks.
you now
Oh, good,
if
Admiral.
you're a healer like Zenyatta can pop off. You have much more of an impact on the outcome of the game. You're able to actually get picks more. You're able to actually have fights. Like it's no longer just shoot at the team shield till it breaks and you get your ult. Now you can actually fight each other as opposed to just waste time until ults come online. It's,
I don't know,
it's
maybe
so-
like I don't know, like comp or role queue. Maybe that's just a completely different world because I did not have that issue. Like at first when like the Goats meta came out where it was like double shield or like double bubble, whatever the fuck they called it, that was like annoying at first, but then with your ability to just pick someone else in a different role, you can like easily bypass that, and that was never really like a long lasting issue for me. But also I did play Overwatch 1 more than him, I guess, so maybe it's not an issue for people in comp either or role queue either, but I guess if you don't play the game that much because you're tired of it and then you have to deal with that, then yeah, I can see that like
I
leaving a
don't
lasting
think
impression.
There's a single person who's played
TBH.
Overwatch 2 right now that says they preferred 6v6.
I'm the one person. I prefer 6v6
seen
TBH.
that take anywhere. Not on Twitter, not on Reddit.
You heard it here first, guys. This is the
fucking
first
nowhere.
the first
I
place
would
in the
expect
entire
somebody to,
universe that
like,
prefers
nostalgic, like, put a
6v6.
finger up their ass and be like, damn, I miss the good old days when you could have 2 tanks and nothing for 45 minutes per match. So I hate that. It's such a welcome.
It just still doesn't feel faster to me though. I can try playing role queue, I guess, in Overwatch 2 today and seeing and like trying not to stab myself in the fucking throat from the boredom of being stuck into a single fucking role for an entire match and then just having to like eat that shit when my team sucks ass, but I don't know. I can try it, but it doesn't feel faster. There's nothing faster about the game. The only thing, like, the main difference from 5v5 is that, like, you could be shooting some DPS character, right? And the second that, like, Kiriko hits left click on them, they're at full health again. So now you have to go through, like, 6 fucking magazines and hope you don't get killed before you can, like, get them down to half health again to have a chance at killing them. That's how, I don't know, that's how I've seen it. And I don't know, I feel like 6v6 was more fun. There was more people to kill. There was, like, more shit just happening. But I guess that's just me. Me on my little lonely rock.
Overwatch 2
My little
does that's
6v6
the
rock.
absolute fat
I'll sit here.
W is the removal of hard CC. There is still some, but not nearly as prevalent as it was in the first.
I don't know what
Overwatch.
hard
That makes it
CC
a
is. Did
huge
anybody know what that
problem.
is? Let's hope this doesn't Hard CC is an ability that completely stops your enemies in their tracks. Oh, so he means Sombra? She still does that.
there.
But
If you
yeah,
had
I fucking
chase
hate that
CC,
shit.
It was miserable, absolutely insufferable.
Hashtag Doomfist.
Rather cleaned a gas station bathroom with my face than play Overwatch 1 with all the stuns and all that shit. It was so bad. In Overwatch 2, a lot of those hard CC abilities have been replaced.
Metro
For
Exodus
example,
second DLC is a
Freezer.
scam. When they come out?
God damn it. Cassidy, I keep forgetting they changed that character's name. The
Mick
old
right click.
Western shooting cowboy man.
Like when there's
the
more characters to kill
Gunmaster
too?
cowboy
Yeah.
guy,
Like, I don't know.
he
I
no
thought that
longer
was
has that
fine.
flashbang anymore.
No, he doesn't have the flashbang, but he has that bullshit ass fucking explosive grenade that he has to press E in a general direction and it will fucking heat seeker your ass and just stick to you. The only way to counter that is like be a tank. Like I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like his new ability, but I also did hate stun. So I guess I still feel the same about him. I don't know.
Has a sticky grenade, so he throws a grenade, it can stick to you, and it does.
Throwing Semtex!
So no longer a stun. And I just think that's overall better for the health of the game.
Bullshit! Overall better? Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, because the stun was annoying because it stops you. Hard CC, we just learned that. Or I just learned that because I'm stupid. But it's annoying because it stops you. But there's also something annoying about having, like, all you have to do was push a button in a general direction to get a free kill. Like, before, if you were playing Cassidy, you had to push 2 buttons in a general direction to get a free kill. Now it's just 1. I don't know. Because, like, you stun and then right-click, and that's a free kill as McCree. Now you just gotta hit E, and, like, alright, cool, I just killed the DPS character, I'm gonna roll out of here now and pop alt later. But, I don't know.
These 2 changes alone immediately
Skyrocketed
the
sense?
experience,
Yeah.
making it more
Doomfist
at
got
least
so
for me
fucked,
personally.
dude. He really
I
did.
prefer the more high octane, full throttle gameplay as opposed to just sitting behind your tank and doing nothing. Healers in this game, the support class, are actually super fun too. Because now
I don't know, man. Like, not about the healers. I still don't see the game play as faster argument. It is still, like, it still plays like the same game to me. The only difference I can notice, other than being like spawn trapped, is like literally just like the visuals of the game look different. Like the gameplay, like the pacing feels exactly the same to me. And again, I think it's just because he plays like roll Q stuff and I don't. So I can try roll Q and see, but it really still feels the same to me.
Everything. Now, you even as a
And I guess even as that, right? Like with being spawn trapped and stuff, like there's also a lot more chances of this game. So like there's like those hybrid game modes where you have to capture a point and then push a payload. I've noticed a lot more in this game. There is a significantly higher chance that teams don't even capture the first point to progress the game. And it's I still feel like it has something to do with this 5v5 and like being able to spawn trap people. I still haven't like figured out what the connection is, but I feel like it's related to the 5v5. I don't know, but like that's another thing now. Like even if you make it out of spawn, there's a really good chance you don't even capture the first point to keep going with the game. I'm just not. I still don't know why, but that's something I've noticed from playing.
Do a ton of damage and contribute a lot, even just beyond healing. Like I'll oftentimes see Zenyatta top frag and even out DPS some of the DPS characters because the healers are pretty well designed to be fun. Like
I guess I haven't played too many healers, but with that too, like even when I play Junker Queen, a lot of the times I will out DPS our like the DPS on our team too, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it makes playing tanks fun. I don't know. I can say that much. One hit from Roadhog followed by a headshot and dead. True. Yank you in, pop you in the face, and then you're gone. There is a reason to Sticky Mom. No, he sees everyone as his boyfriend. I like the lore Elix. I like it.
a lot of my
Normal
friends
bombs,
are
but sticky
actual
from his
support
snot.
fans because they just really love it. In particular, Anna. Anna's really like become a crowd favorite for at least my friend group. I know a lot
I've
of
played
people
Anna
who
for a
like
total of
and for
2
good reason.
minutes,
She's
so
super strong
I
and
don't
she's
know.
Fun to play. Like overall, just everything in the game has been improved by just these 2 changes alone. The new
I
heroes
disagree with
introduced,
that.
I also enjoy.
Not that they've gotten
Definitely
worse, but I just don't really notice a change.
much of Kiriko because she's not available in ranked mode yet, and all I play is ranked mode. I never do casual.
Oh,
because
see, there we
I'm
go.
not a pussy. I don't waste my time.
Oh, well, I
But
guess
I'm
that makes me a
playing
little
game out
bitch.
there grinding to be number 1 on the leaderboard, baby. And she's not available there, so I haven't really played much of her.
I can't play
But
ranked Overwatch because I will break something, I'm sure. Like, the base game is frustrating enough. I don't need to, like, be in there with sweats all the time. But maybe I will try ranked sometimes. I usually like playing ranked games and ranked matches and stuff, but with Overwatch, I prefer to just do stupid shit.
I do like Sojourn and I do like Junker Queen.
I still never played Sojourn yet.
A little underwhelming compared to some of the really strong tanks like Orisa right now.
Boo. Oh,
But
dude, Orisa is
I don't
nuts,
think
I'm
there's
not gonna
any
lie.
like dog shit characters at the moment. I think the weakest character in the game that I can think of off the top of my head is Doomfist. Doomfist is kind of useless
that
right now and
second.
completely outclassed by legitimately every other tank.
Or 1 or 2 business days as Doomfist. Yeah, that's true. Like it's pretty easy to run through DPS characters and healers, especially as a tank. Like with Junker Queen, if I catch like 1 or 2 DPS characters by themselves, they're more than likely both gonna be fucked. But I mean, I guess it makes like killing go by faster sometimes. But at the same time, if like Anna lands across the map 1 dart on either one of those characters, now the fight between me, a tank, and those DPS characters is gonna last significantly longer. Like healing is kind of cracked in this game. I feel like, not that it shouldn't be, but it is.
Tank in the game. But aside
Like, the
from
healers
him,
are pretty
almost
nuts.
Every other character feels very strong right now, and you're just having a good time regardless. Now, again, this is Overwatch. It's not-
Him saying that, I wish I could pull up the like his stream from the other day of him playing ranked. When I forgot what it was, but like he looked like he was not having fun at all. Not that he's like always has to be smiling or whatever, but like just like the juxtaposition of him saying having a good time and then the look on his face during that match would have been hilarious to have.
really like a huge departure from the Overwatch formula. The maps are the same. The game modes are the same. There are new maps and there is a new game mode, but overall,
They still
you're
took
going to
out
just be playing
some of
normal
the maps, like
Overwatch
Paris,
stuff, and
Volskaya
it's
Industries,
normal
and
Overwatch shit. So if you didn't
Moonbase
like
still
that,
aren't in this
game
game.
is not winning you over. It's not even gonna come close because you're playing the same thing, just a better version of it. So if you didn't like Overwatch, you're not going to like Overwatch 2. I'm not gonna,
I still don't know if
sugarcoat that.
I'd call Overwatch
Just
2 a
that's-
better version of
One other
Overwatch.
compliment I'd like to give to the game is there's a lot of really fun custom games, like some really goofy ones like Kill to Grow.
I
where you
did want to
start
try
with
the
a
custom
little
games
ant,
too.
But as you get more kills, you start getting bigger and bigger until it's like a giant kaiju fight. Like there's really enjoyable custom
That
games
seems pretty
just
fun.
brought back that nostalgic feeling of old like Halo custom games, which I haven't really seen in many other titles.
I
in
gotta
the
try
series.
that.
So I just wanted to shout out the custom games at the moment because those have actually been
Shout out to
fun get
Basil.
around in. And one more thing that I don't like, the ranking system at the moment. The competitive.
Oh
ladder
yeah, I've heard
makes a lot of sense to
everyone
me.
talking shit about the
They
ranking
have
system.
this-
Everybody's like, I went 11-0 or I went 7-0 in these matches, and now I'm bronze 5, which is like apparently like the lowest ranking you can get. It doesn't like that from what I've seen, like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like people will like be absolutely crushing their like placement matches and shit, and then get like tossed like in the bottom of a fucking landfill for their like ranking. It doesn't make sense, but
This
I don't know if
system
that's
of
I don't know if
play
that's a bug or what, but it's so weird.
very mysterious and doesn't compute with me or anyone in my
Fucking
friend group,
Kane, that's a bad
where
ending.
They don't allow you to queue
Let's hope you get the
people
good
that
ending tick.
are even somewhat higher or lower ranked than you. So, for example, we tried stacking and we were able to play whatever role we wanted for like the first 2 games. But then by the 3rd game, one of us wasn't allowed to be DPS anymore. One of us
What?
wasn't allowed to be tank anymore. One of us wasn't
What?
allowed to be support anymore for no reason. Like,
Why?
None of us had even gotten a new rank or anything. Just after winning 2 games, all of a sudden we got locked out of our favorite role. for
What? That's
some
really
reason.
stupid.
And they're doing this because they don't want like Smurfs to be, infesting the lower ranks or some shit, I guess.
I guess.
But
Which
it's
that's
super
another thought I've
stupid.
had with the game being free now. Which I guess they're trying to count. Maybe that's what they're trying to counteract with the whole phone number thing. But you can also generate fake phone numbers. But with the game being free now, there's going to be so many Smurfs. But I guess this
Really?
is their thing about it. So let's
Vague,
just watch
like
and see.
Super obtuse,
I'll
nothing,
go
but it's
backwards a
super,
little bit.
super strict and really vague. Like super obtuse. Nothing really makes sense about it because we all started at Bronze 5. I feel like there was some kind of bug with the game. This could be copium, but I've read a lot where like even grandmasters.
Yeah, it
started
seemed
Bronze
like
5.
a
After you
like a
finish your
bug.
placements, like most people end up bronze, so all of us were in like Bronze 5. But for some reason,
I have no
after
idea what
playing
that means,
3
by the
games
way.
Together, some of us wouldn't be allowed to play our main role, even though we
That's
hadn't
so
gotten a new
stupid.
rank or anything like that. So it just doesn't make sense. And I really don't think it's copium. I saw.
He's like, no, I swear to God, I'm good at this game. Listen to me.
Bronze 5 after going 7-0. I personally went 7-1 in my placement
Ooh.
and got Bronze 5.
Oof.
So I definitely
Well,
think
Charlie, you gotta consider that one loss, buddy. Sorry.
there was some kind of.
Have you tried being good at the game?
With the rank
Then maybe
right
you
away,
wouldn't
regardless.
wouldn't have these issues.
I really
Just saying.
don't like this super strict, very counterintuitive queue lock system they have because it just doesn't make a ton of sense. You should be able to queue with your friends within reason, like
Well, I hate
rank,
playing
bronze and silver should
roll
be able to
queue in
play
the first
together
place.
until like one of them.
This is
reaches
just like
gold, and then
roll
it's
QQ,
bronze or-
I feel
or
like.
something, or even like plat, you know. Like it just feels way too strict and nothing makes sense about it at the moment to me. So I think that's a lot of trash. I also am not sure how I feel about their competitive system.
All the accounts have free access to the game without phone number. Any account before 2021. No, I had to put my phone number in too. I've been playing Overwatch 1 on Battle.net since like 2017, 2018 maybe. I had to do it too. I don't think there's a way to get like grandfathered out of it. I mean, maybe you have to like go even earlier than that, then you wouldn't have to. But if there is a limit, the limit's most definitely not 2018. I can say that.
Or lose 20. You lose 20, you go back.
Is there an
or you
email
win 7, you go
option for
forward.
email or phone number? No,
I think
it
there's
has to
something
be a
like that.
phone
It may
number.
be copium, but I won
Which is really
7 and
stupid.
got from Bronze 5 to Bronze 5. So my
What?
promotion was Bronze 5 to Bronze 5. But then I won 7 more.
Get
and got
fucked,
promoted
idiot.
to win Silver 4. So it really
Wait,
might have been a
what?
glitch.
That's
I
really
don't
weird.
know. But regardless, I don't know how I feel about the win 7 or lose 20 system at the moment. I'll have to keep playing to see how it feels. But overall, I've just been
Win
enjoying
7
the
or
games.
lose 20? What the fuck does that mean? You can lose 20 games and get promoted? Or not, because if you win 7 games, like you said, then you don't get promoted either. Whatever.
Which
I don't understand this
can't
shit,
believe
and I don't
what
want
they're
to.
saying. So yeah, I just wanted to get all my thoughts out here about Overwatch 2, and that's about it. So yeah.
Changed it on October 7th due to severe backlash. Big Penguin. What's up, Trapped? Hope you're doing good in that basement. But yeah, so the other video I wanted to watch is from Donkey, which you can tell by the title, he probably doesn't like this game, but
Overwatch 2 is
I am,
if Overwatch 2 is a
hold on. Honestly, I want to take you guys through chronological order with these Donkey Overwatch 2 videos, if I can. Just so we get, like, the full everything. Maybe I can just... I think the first one is Overwatch 2, Don't Be Doo-Doo.
The bar for multiplayer games is so low right now that people are playing. The bar for multiplayer games is so low right now that people are playing Valorant. Overwatch 2 will undoubtedly become the big game when it launches, but are we going to be playing this game
Rip.
for a couple weeks or a couple years? Overwatch was a great game. Great game. I put over 1,000.
Man, back when there was no limits. Super throwback, man. One of my old Overwatch videos popped up, and it was